Hi there. I was trying to do a live because I can get these videos in there so much faster, but on our group, it doesn't allow me to do lives. I don't know, maybe I set the group up wrong, whatever. Okay, I want to share two different things with you guys. So I'm going to do them in two different videos, so you don't get them confused and you can refer back to whichever one, if one, works for you. The first one is something that I I noticed, and then I kind of really doubled down on because I had a really hard job where it wasn't that fast, but I was having such a hard time focusing and staying on the word and not having my brain going all over the place. So here's what I started doing. If it works, do it. If it's too much trouble, don't worry about it. You don't want anything right now that's too much trouble. I'm serious. Um, just keep doing what you're doing. But here's what I realized. I'm sitting there writing and I tried everything. I tried looking up so that my chattery brain would go away, and that helped, but I still couldn't stay on top of the words. I tried, what did hell, I tried everything. Anyway, here's the weird part. My brain started floating and I started thinking about taking the test, right? Because I was in a deposition and I realized, okay, they're reading from some stuff sometimes. And when I know they're reading from stuff, I write it differently, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's usually they go faster, so you have to write it differently. You're like trying to hang on for dear life. But for the most part, they're just talking and there's no transcript that they're reading from. They're just talking. But when they're reading from something, they don't pause, they don't breathe, they think it's a reading speed contest, but they're just reading the words, just like that. Then they go back to normal speech. And I realized when I know they're reading something and I can't see it, I'm visualizing it in my mind. As if, I mean, I don't know what the next word is, but I know what the last word in this word is. And it's like I can see it being typed on a page. And by the time I get to the end of the paragraph, it's like, oh, look, there it is. There's the thing he was reading from. You don't stop and analyze it, but just an observation. So as I was sitting there, I thought, what if when you're taking the test, you realize that the people who are speaking are reading from a script. They're reading from a piece of paper that has all the words on it. And what your job as the test taker is, or the reporter, but as the test taker, your job is to take that written thing that exists and recreate it identically. We're the intermediary process. We're taking the words that they're saying from the piece of paper that exists and we're transmuting it into another piece of paper that looks identical to the one they were reading from. Okay, what's that look like? So I'm sitting there writing along and I close my eyes a lot. You can't do that during the test. So like diffuse your focus if you need to, but enough so that you can still see the different speakers when they open their little mouths. But as you're writing, imagine that you're just hard copying. You're just rewriting what's already written down. Because I don't know about you, but I can write a whole lot faster when I can see the words going by. And it's almost a way of tricking your brain that it can see the words that are being spoken. So that, and plus it gives you something else for your brain to like focus on instead of drifting all over the freaking place. So that worked for that job for me. That worked the best for me staying on the task. And there were moments when I didn't, but then I like looked back and it's like, oh, there it is. There's my transcript. I'm doing this thing that's going to produce that final transcript. And for me, the quoted parts are going to look just like the quoted thing he was reading from. Of course, they don't read it accurately anyway, half the time. But if they did, it would look identical. And just kind of feeling like this is a different process than I've been used to. I've been like hanging on for dear life, not knowing what's coming next and not knowing what just happened, and just letting it flow, knowing that your job is just to take what's already created and recreate it identically, you know, to the best of your ability. We're going to miss some stuff along the way. Of course we are. It's what, otherwise we'd have to get 100%, and we don't. So anyway, if that works, try it. And I will pop up another video here shortly.